Welcome to This Explainer. So, if I told you right now that starting a highly profitable business in 2026 doesn't mean you have to go out and rent some fancy office space or, pitch investors for millions in venture capital, you'd probably think I was crazy, right? Because for decades, that was literally the only way to build a real company. But the digital world we're living in today, it's completely rewritten the rules. I mean, artificial intelligence, the massive global reach of the internet, these modern platforms, they fundamentally revolutionized how we build and scale businesses. And today, we're going to unpack exactly how that whole thing works.
Look, we really need to challenge this old-school idea that you absolutely need massive capital or some brick-and-mortar storefront to build a lucrative career today. It's just not true anymore. In our modern landscape, honestly, all you truly need is a laptop and a solid Wi-Fi connection to build a wildly successful business right from the ground up. The barrier to entry has literally never been lower. And what that means for you is that your drive and your strategy are what actually determine your success, not whatever your initial bank balance happens to be.
Okay, let's dive into this. Here's our progressive blueprint for today. We're going to walk through 6 key steps: the 2026 digital reality, high-income service skills, scalable digital assets, building brands and e-commerce, the ultimate business principle, and then finally, we'll wrap up with the final success formula. Starting off with Section 1, the 2026 digital reality and why there is absolutely no office needed. I just want to briefly establish how empowering this modern digital landscape actually is. Today, geographical boundaries, they mean practically nothing. This ecosystem empowers literally anyone, anywhere, to reach global customers directly from their own living room.
Moving right along to Section 2, high-income service skills, focusing on low-investment services. Now we're starting with the entry-level tier of digital entrepreneurship here. This is all about leveraging specific, highly demanded skills to generate a really great income without getting crushed by high startup costs.
So, our first big idea is launching an AI service agency. Guys, there is a massive gap in today's market, and it's one you can step right into. All across the globe, companies are desperately trying to figure out how to work faster and smarter, but they completely lack the internal AI expertise to actually pull it off. They know they need it, but they have no idea how to use it. And well, that's exactly where you come in. If you master AI tools, think ChatGPT, image generators, basic automation workflows, you provide incredible value. You could literally be handling their daily email writing, automating their super sluggish customer support, or just optimizing their whole content pipeline. Your specialized knowledge becomes your most valuable asset, which keeps your overhead incredibly low while you deliver high-ticket value to your clients.
And that builds directly into our second path for monetization, which is freelancing. Listen, if you already have some existing expertise in stuff like graphic design, video editing, web development, or maybe SEO, you can offer these specific services to international clients completely online. This isn't just about, hoping to find local work anymore. It is an incredible way to take the creative or technical skills you already have and monetize them on a truly global scale. You can literally sit on your couch in your sweatpants and build websites for a boutique over in London or edit videos for a huge creator down in Sydney. It's pretty amazing. But here's the crucial distinction you have to understand. There's been this massive, critical shift in the modern job market. Companies today are prioritizing practical, improvable skills far above traditional university degrees. We are moving so far away from the era of just paying for a piece of paper. Honestly, if you had the tangible skill to solve a client's problem quickly and effectively, they really don't care where you went to school. They might not even care if you went to school at all. They just care about results. This completely levels the playing field. It makes your ability to execute so much more valuable than your pedigree.
All right, let's step up to Section 3, scalable digital assets, where the motto is create once, sell forever. We're moving up the blueprint now to business models that scale super efficiently, mostly because they don't require you to trade your time directly for money. And that brings us to idea number 3, digital products. Think about the last time you bought, say, a helpful budget tracking spreadsheet, or maybe a set of Lightroom photo filters, or even just a quick video course online. The sheer power of this business model is in its crazy efficiency. You're creating items like ebooks or Canva templates exactly once, but you can sell them an unlimited number of times. It takes the exact same amount of effort to sell 10 copies as it does to sell 10,000. And because you have zero physical inventory collecting dust in a warehouse somewhere and zero shipping costs, every single sale directly and significantly pads your profit margins.
Idea number 4 is content creation. Now, I know what you might be thinking. What if I hate the spotlight? Well, if you actively avoid the camera and just don't want to show your face, you can still absolutely dominate this space. Faceless YouTube channels, deep dive educational videos, and AI-generated animations are growing so rapidly right now. By consistently sharing valuable, well-researched information, you're building an audience that inherently trusts you. And once you have that attention, well, that audience allows you to generate some really robust income through platform ads, brand sponsorships, and affiliate marketing. It is highly accessible to anyone who's willing to put in the creative work.
Let's shift gears to Section 4, Building Brands and E-commerce, specifically focusing on building customer trust. Here we're scaling up our blueprint to strategies that are all about building highly recognizable entities in the digital marketplace. Our fifth idea is the niche e-commerce store. Now, a huge mistake beginners make here is trying to build the next Amazon. They try to sell absolutely everything to absolutely everyone. And, well, because their message is totally diluted, that is exactly why they fail. The secret to breaking through the noise is focusing exclusively on a single, super specific category. Think premium fitness gear, specialized kitchen gadgets, or really niche pet products. Narrowing your focus builds immediate customer trust. It establishes your status as a dedicated expert in that specific space, and as a huge bonus, it makes your marketing significantly easier and cheaper because you know exactly who you're talking to.
Moving on to our sixth business idea, building a personal brand. By consistently sharing your authentic knowledge and your personal experiences on social media or YouTube, you eventually become a recognized authority in your field. And this really matters because people naturally trust humans way more than they trust faceless corporate logos. When you build a personal brand, you're essentially building a deeply loyal community. This turns your actual name into a compounding investment. As your reputation grows, it opens doors to highly profitable consulting gigs, premium course sales, and major sponsorships that just simply aren't available to your standard run-of-the-mill businesses.
Okay, now we arrive at Section 5, the ultimate business principle, the true core of business. We've reached the seventh, and without a doubt, the single most powerful business concept on our entire blueprint today.
And this brilliantly illustrates what it all boils down to. People don't buy products, they buy solutions to their problems. This is the problem-solving business model. The absolute core of every single successful company on Earth is looking at the world, finding a genuine problem, and engineering a simple solution for it. Whether you're selling a neat little template that saves someone 2 hours a day, or you're consulting on some massive, complex AI integration, the customer isn't really paying for the product itself. They're just paying to make their own headache go away.
I strongly urge you to just look around your own environment right now. Look for problems, bottlenecks, and points of friction in your daily life or in your industry. Providing better, simpler solutions to those exact frustrations, that is the core principle that built the world's most successful companies. If you can solve a problem that a whole lot of people have, or maybe a very expensive problem that a handful of businesses have, you are going to succeed. The math here is pretty undeniable. A bigger problem simply equals a bigger business.
Which leads us perfectly into our final stretch, Section 6, the final success formula, avoiding fatal mistakes. But before I reveal the ultimate equation for lasting success, we really need to quickly navigate some of the most common beginner minefields. So, here are 5 fatal mistakes you absolutely have to avoid. First, don't fall into the trap of blindly copying others without adding your own unique value. The market already has the original, right? It doesn't need a cheap replica. Second, don't just chase the money. If you focus purely on profits rather than genuinely solving a problem, your customers are going to sense that and they'll leave. Third, never invest your hard-earned cash before you've actually put in the time to learn the foundational skills. Fourth, and this is a big one, whatever you do, don't expect overnight results. Giving up when things get hard is literally the #1 reason people fail. And finally, a complete lack of consistency will absolutely kill your momentum. Remember, building a business is a marathon, not a sprint. It requires daily, micro-improvements to actually survive and thrive.
And that brings us to the ultimate equation. Skill plus consistency plus patience plus problem solving plus customer value equals long-term success. It really is that straightforward, even if it isn't always easy. Look, technology platforms are going to rise and fall, and market trends will inevitably change. That's just a given. But someone who knows how to reliably solve problems for other people, they will quite literally never run out of demand. So I leave you with this final provocative question. Which of these 7 paths will you start researching today to actually change your financial life? The opportunity is entirely in your hands right now. I challenge you to pick just one idea from this blueprint today, commit to learning about it daily, and watch how turning a small, incredibly focused effort into a massive digital business becomes your new reality. Thanks so much for diving into this explainer with me, and I'll catch you in the next one.